Have you ever noticed this strange, almost cruel pattern? The people who grew up in harsh, unloving homes often end up in harsh, unloving relationships as adults. It's a bitter paradox. You'd think our painful childhoods would warn us to avoid more pain. But the truth, they often pull us right back into it. The real cost of a bad childhood doesn't stop at age 18. It echoes through adulthood, pulling us toward the same kind of mistreatment we once endured. It's like we were unconsciously drawn to situations that feel familiar even if that familiarity is toxic. We all want love to feel like home. The problem is, for some of us, home was grief, neglect, and punishment. Now, why do kids put up with bad treatment in the first place? Because they have no choice. They're powerless. They can't run away. They can't fight back. They adapt the only way they can, by pretending it's not that bad. So a child learns to become a master at ignoring cruelty. Maybe dad screams every night, but hey, there's a cool tree to climb in the morning. Maybe mom mocks, or betrays them, but well, that's just normal, like rainy weather, or too much homework. And when kids are treated badly, they rarely blame the adults. Instead, they blame themselves. They think, I must have done something wrong. That's why I'm being yelled at. That's why I'm ignored. That's why I'm bullied. It's easier to believe the parent is strict, but right, than to accept the terrifying truth that someone you depend on might be cruel for no reason. So what does a painful childhood actually train us to do? To excuse meanness, to tolerate the intolerable, to silence the part of us that should scream, this is not okay. And when that instinct gets shut down for years, it withers away. The muscle that's supposed to protect us from mistreatment stops working. Fast forward to adulthood. Now, when a partner crosses the line into selfishness or cruelty, we don't notice, we don't protest. We fall back into the same pattern. We pay for everything. We get brushed aside when we ask for attention. Their friends always come first. Their promises are unreliable. And when we raise a concern, they get defensive, even angry. But instead of walking away, we invent excuses for them. They're good, just tired. They're stressed from work. They've had a rough past. I should be patient. Anything but the obvious truth. We're with someone who simply doesn't care enough. Now listen, don't feel ashamed for putting up with this. It's not weakness. It's survival. As kids, tolerating cruelty was the only way we made it through. But what saved us then may be destroying us now. So how do we wake up? Sometimes it helps to look at our choices as if someone else had made them. Imagine your best friend came to you and described your situation. Would you tell them to stay? Or would you tell them, gently but firmly, you deserve better. You need to leave. That clarity can be shocking. It makes us see that what we've been enduring isn't deep, isn't complicated, it's just plain neglect. But here's the deeper truth. Unless we rebuild that missing muscle, the one that pushes away poison, we'll keep repeating the cycle. Our early suffering should never condemn us to suffer again. In fact, it gives us a stronger claim than anyone on kindness, tenderness, and peace. So if you've lived through cruelty as a child, know this. You're not doomed to repeat it forever. You're not broken. You're someone who deserves finally to come home to love that's safe, steady, and kind. Now let me ask you, have you ever caught yourself making excuses for someone who was clearly hurting you? Did it feel like déjà vu from your past? Share your story in the comments below. And if this video gave you a new perspective, hit like, subscribe, and pass it along to someone who needs to hear this today. Because healing isn't about erasing the past. It's about refusing to let the pain of yesterday write the rest of your story.